day, my equalist brothers and sisters. Amon has torn down the tyrannical bending government!
So great to start off showing the gravity of our loss last episode. The city has straight up been captured. Love him putting the equalist logo all over the pro-bending arena. Amon's all about his symbols. Which, of course, leads to this absolute monstrosity. How dare he?
The Avatar's on the run. I'm not running from anyone. Let's go back up there and knock some heads. They'll never know what hit him.
Relax.
Showing how difficult it is for Korra to sit still here, girl is tweaking, trying to be patient. But she is trying. People underestimate how hard that can be for some people and how much effort it takes for Korra to hide here.
We got benders and non-benders living together down here. But do you see us fighting? No, siree.
Wow, I love this show so much, showing how even in times of tyranny, small communities can prevail and excel at providing a home for those who need it. In fact, these are the lifeblood of the actual city. The only truly equal place in Republic City, as this one has no class divide either. Places like these have value, and we should work to make them more hospitable, subsidize them to help the downtrodden, not tear them down and make living on the street harder than it already is.
This is the best tasting street gruel I've ever had. Seriously.
Bolin being so appreciative. Dude is just happy for whatever he has.
I culled it from the finest dumpsters the city has to offer.
Oh god, poor Asami, but this face is hilarious.
A few months ago, I was in the South Pole practicing for my firebending test. And now I'm in the middle of an all-out war.
Really a good line to remind you how far Korra has come. Her life was so different, and she was, too. She's so much more knowledgeable and experienced now.
We didn't even know each other then. And now, I can't imagine my life without you in it. You're the most loyal, brave, and selfless person I've ever known.
These moments often get glazed over for just being simple romance, but there is an important bond here aside from that as well. I think they believe what they're feeling is romance at first, but later realize that they're better as friends and companions. And Mako's awe of Korra's abilities and strength is always present, regardless of the romantic drama.
I should probably try to get some sleep.
Good on Korra for rebuffing him here. Dude, break up with Asami first? The fuck are you actually doing? Teenagers, man. I can't believe they managed to make Air Temple Island, this beautiful place, look so menacing here. Brilliant artwork. Also, this sound cue gives me chills.
You will now be cleansed of your impurity.
I love how this process never loses its horrific nature. This poor dude looking around for help when there is no way out for him. The helplessness these benders feel here, it's likely traumatizing for them, even if they do get their bending back later on. In fact, not all of them do.
Next.
And then the pan to reveal this really long line just sends an awful feeling down your spine. So much dread and loss in the air this episode. You know, people will critique this show for its pacing and say that the equalist threat should have been 4 seasons so that it would have been more climactic, but honestly, the build-up to this climax is so insanely tense and well done that I feel the story rounds itself out well in this one book. Personally, I'm not sure how much farther they could have taken it without it getting repetitive. I don't think I've given credit to this show for this before, but it's actually so amazing how they vary the weather super often. We've had bright fall beginnings, snowy winter days, rainy storms. This series showcases it all, and this misty, dreary morning is so well executed, and as always, perfectly sets the mood.
They're here.
Whoops. Oh, Bolin. They're good at using him for quick laughs in these very tense scenes without disrupting the tension entirely. Always with the details, these aren't even just regular-ass birds that fly by. Such an appropriate leitmotif for the United Nations, so triumphant and comforting. Love the design of the ships too, very detailed and intricate, indicating that they serve all nations. There's specific platforms for different benders, and they're clearly derived from Fire Nation ships, since they've pioneered many of these newer vessels, with adjustments to incorporate other nations' capabilities.
Wait a second. Where are the Equalist airships?
I don't see any mecha tanks either.
Oh, I love this moment. They don't make it super dramatic, but the worried looks along with the silence make it so effective at building tension.
Something's not right.
Amon continues to be an incredibly thorough villain, thinking of every possibility. Damn, nice form, Korra. Touched her toes and everything. And so cool how waterbenders utilize their ability to break the surface tension and gently enter the water.
What is that sound?
The sound design is so well done here. The planes sound like a distant roar. Unbelievably foreboding and makes for a very tense moment.
What now?
This POV shot is so excellently composed with the blurring on the buildings and the natural movement with the blended CGI planes.
Where does Hiroshi find the time to keep inventing new evil machines?
So valid, Bolin, but I really love how this series continues having Sato work in the background on new inventions, showing the ingenuity of non-benders and how crucial that can be to a war. Lots of other shows would have him invent that one new weapon, the mecha tanks, and then just keep using that over and over. But this is much more realistic. What visionary has only one project going at a time? Wow, and the scale of this battle is just so huge. It really feels like a battle of a war that will be written about in the history books. Really impressive in scope. This battle is also a marvelous historical parallel to the attack on Pearl Harbor, which also utilized dive bombers and torpedoes to catch many American ships off guard. And although this image I am using is technically from the next episode, since they're introduced here, I will give a point for how damn well designed these biplanes are. Seriously, read the Avatar wiki entry for these things, and the mechanics are super well documented. Like, they didn't just slap a plane in there. Also, I have to give Hiroshi credit for being on the front lines. Dude is actually really dedicated to the cause, and is willing to die for it. Despite him being a villain, it's a respectable amount of conviction and bravery. Once again, the soundtrack just absolutely excels at heightening the epic feeling of this moment. Having multiple types of weapons rather than just dropping bombs is also tactically clever. God, shots like these are just so brilliantly put together. I love the angle. And I love how they're able to quickly convey the boat's artillery not being built for fast-moving aircraft. But it's not entirely one-sided. The battles have texture, with small wins, like this earthbender actually hitting their mark. Also, I love Nickelodeon definitely being like, you better draw those guys parachuting out of those planes, I swear to God. These weapons are also so interesting and something that hasn't been elaborated on much. Utilizing multiple firebenders to harness the energy and shoot out blasts that are both larger in power and can travel much farther than the average firebender can shoot. Really amazing combination of bending and technology. Oh my God, I'm sorry, but I just have to give another point for this extremely well blended shot. I love how these fire blasts are animated and combined with the CGI. Oh God, she's so cool! I love getting a view on the buildup underneath to just firing up in the spout as the music swells. They really do a great job portraying how heroic and monumental the Avatar is in battle. Really one-of-a-kind strength. Oh, but this guy probably died though. What an innovative use of waterbending, and a great example of its core tenet, which is redirecting attacks and going with the flow. It's just wild to do that with a whole-ass bomb. Another thoroughly grand and dynamic shot. It's so gratifying to watch this descendant of Zuko be so clearly talented and disciplined with fire. He's learned from his mom and grandfather. And just after you meet him and start to admire him, they make you fear for his life. This was such a tense moment.
It's all right. I've got you.
Avatar Korra, you saved my life. Thank you.
Something so sweet about hearing Zuko's voice in this descendant praising Aang's reincarnation for saving him, friendships kind of transcending generations.
And who is the recipient of this top secret message?
Commander Boomy, 2nd Division of the United Forces.
Tenzin's brother?
Yes, bit of a wild man, but the bravest commander you'll ever meet.
Love this little introduction to Boomy. Of course he's a wild man. Look who he's named after.
Ready, sir.
Fleet ambushed and destroyed by Equalist aircraft.
So cool to see them sending messages in Morse code as well. This show's attention to detail never ceases to amaze me. Plus, it's so nice that this guy gets to contribute even further. Everyone has a skill.
We need to ground those aircraft. Otherwise, Boomy's fleet will never be able to retake the city.
They flew in from this direction. The airfield must be somewhere over this mountain range.
Clever plan. The airships are the greatest threat, and nice investigative skills from Mako to have the sense to pay attention where they came from.
We leave at dawn.
It's time to take down my father.
Nice build up to the final confrontation.
I'm sick and tired of hiding from Amon. It's time I face him.
That's not a good plan. We need to stick together.
I'm not waiting for him to hunt me down. My gut's telling me it's time to end this. On my terms.
I think this is often breezed past as just Korra being rash and wanting to wrap things up, but I actually love this moment. Her gut being that sense that her past lives help give her. That avatar feeling that guides them to the path that ultimately brings them to the end. And it, in the end, being right about this being the opportunity to end this for good. If Korra didn't take this chance, who knows where Amon would have been able to flee during the final scuffle between his forces and Boomy's. Who knows if Boomy's forces would have ever even made it here? And who knows if we'd ever get the information that we need from Tarlok, because he would definitely take him with him wherever he ran. Absolutely stunning shot.
Love you, little bro.
Love you back, big bro.
Nice to have a moment to cement the brotherly relationship between these two. It's one of my favorite connections. They always write siblings really well and make sure to have these small moments of them looking out for one another and showing how much love is present in their relationship, despite the bickering.
If you're going into the mountains, you should bring Naga. Take good care of Bolin for me.
Such a cute moment with Korra's cheeky smile.
I'm sorry things got so messed up between us. But whatever happens today, I want you to know how much I care about you.
I care about you too.
So, obviously, I think breakups should generally be more clear than this, but I do like that Mako's sentiment is that he still cares for her. He still wants her in his life and wants to look out for her. Just because they don't end up together doesn't make that untrue.
Good fortune and success to you, valiant heroes.
Love the varied design on the other vagabonds. Showcases how they're all from different nations or cultures.
There's Amon.
Small detail, but I like that Amon is shown to be visiting this temple to speak to Tarlok in prison. Little hint about their connection.
We're not alone up here.
Tarlok?
Love how unexpected this is. They really, in the past, one episode, make you forget about him as a piece on the game board entirely.
I'm the only one.
And what makes you so special?
I'm Amon's brother.
And this is such an insane plot twist. Well concocted, too. They do such an effective job at building up Amon as a total mystery, a villain you have no guesses about the past of, to make this more satisfying and out of nowhere seeming, even though, of course, it connects to the main through line in the past, Yakone. Another wonderfully eerie shot to set the tone.
It all began with my father, Yakone.
Clever transition comparing Tarlok to his father.
He assumed a new identity and settled down in the Northern Water Tribe.
Beautiful painting of the Water Tribe land, as always, and I enjoy that they show that the Northern Tribe isn't all in that one city, that there are those that live in smaller communities, more like the South.
Noatak was a good-natured kid. Those were the good years. before my brother and I discovered we were waterbenders.
Ugh, again, the environments are so gorgeous.
Your brother was never this sloppy.
Dad, he'll get it. He just needs time.
Even back then, my brother wanted everyone to be treated fairly and equally.
Good comparison for perhaps how this striving for intense equality began.
He told us his true identity was Yukon, and that he was once a bloodbender of rare skill.
The most powerful and feared form of bending in the world. It was declared illegal thanks to that coward, Katara.
Good to show that Katara was the main crusader for outlawing bloodbending. I always felt so bad for her at the end of the episode when she was forced to use it. Her resolving not to carry it on is a worthy effort.
Our family has the strongest line of bloodbenders in history.
Making it a generational thing also gives it a more grounded development. It's not as if this random person just suddenly got really good at it. It's been perfected and passed down over the years.
When the time is right, you will claim Republic City, and you will destroy the Avatar. That is your purpose in life.
Oh god, how awful it is that he directly says this. He, in this moment, defines them as something that isn't human. They become tools. He diminishes their personhood. And it's so tragic, but clear how this has affected both of them, despite how much they despise their father. They both ended up trying to take Republic City and dispose of the Avatar just as he told them to. Such amazing writing, truly. God, they make Noatok look so dead inside whenever he bloodbends, so heartless.
Stop! You're hurting it!
Toughen up, Tarlok.
I love how immediately this flashback gets your disdain for Tarlok to kind of melt away. To see him as this afraid kid who at first protested against this power is just heartbreaking. You begin to understand how his pain and identity were manipulated to make this deplorable man we know today.
A few years later, my father taught us to bloodbend any time, without the need of the full moon.
Again, they do a good job defining bending as a practiced skill. It takes time to transition from learning to bloodbend with a full moon, to doing it without one, to doing it without your hands. It's a very deliberate process.
I had no stomach for manipulating helpless animals. My brother, however, seemed to revel in his newfound power.
Showing how despite the fact that he hates his father, the power that he was given is still something Noatok cherished. Another important part of this persona that he's crafted for himself. And they do a marvelous job showing the subtle differences in their techniques. How Tarlok controls all the dogs, but they're a bit scattered and uneven, while Noatok is able to control them with immense precision. Again, the music just perfectly unsettles you while drawing you into how utterly fascinating Amon's power development is. Another just completely striking and exquisitely designed environment to sort of underline Noatok's depression.
Something changed in Noatok over the years. The loving brother I once knew became cold and detached.
So understandable how this would happen, too. Years and years of cruelty just inevitably desensitizes you, blinds you to the pain that you cause.
Our father pushed us to extremes, and one day, he made us bloodbend each other.
Oh, of course he did. God, this man is just aggressively awful. These shows always find new and twisted ways to convey abuse and familial turmoil. And as always, the weather is amazingly appropriate to underline the emotions of the scene. I really like this face they animated on Noatok before he bloodbends his brother. He still cares for him, doesn't want to hurt him in any way. So he has to kind of mentally prep before he does this, even though he still does choose to placate his father, or at least to develop his power. And a small moment that shows how far he's willing to go, how once he's in the thick of it, he can take the cruelty even further.
No. I won't do it.
Bloodbend your brother, Tarlok!
That felt awful. I don't want to do that to anyone.
Tarlok taking a harder stance against it after feeling it for the first time is such realistically written behavior.
I'll teach you a lesson, you insubordinate...
Stay away from him.
Such a long time coming, it's not unexpected that Noatak would do this, but it is a great moment for the writers to pick. He did it to protect his brother. He never did this to protect himself. Unfortunately, he's already lost himself.
You always say bloodbending is the most powerful thing in the world, but it isn't. The Avatar is. He took your bending away. What could be more powerful than that?
An eerie way to illustrate how Noatak began his lofty ambitions as Amon, the solution, and how his father's insistence on accruing power fostered that.
You can run away from him. Forever.
Run away? But what about Mom? We can't just leave her.
He was right about you. You are a weakling.
But a great way to show how, despite his defiance, Yakone has still molded who Noatak is today. He still craves power, is opposed to those who don't have the stones to work for it themselves, who have the courage to equalize the world, leave everything behind. Okay, that's it. I want to live in the northern or southern tribes. Look how gorgeous every type of sky is.
We never found a sign of Noatak. We thought he perished in that storm. My mother was never the same after the loss of my brother.
Oh, such a devastating moment. The pain that this woman must have felt, and the fact that she never even learned the truth about her family. She spent her whole life unaware about the true identity of any person she lived with, those she cared the most for, and eventually lost nearly all of them.
My father stopped training me. With Noatak gone, his hopes for revenge withered. And he passed away a few years later.
Wow, genuinely insane how driven by power this man was. Without any hope for it, his life literally just wilted away. Shows how corrupted by it he was. At the end, it was all that was left. And a wonderful transition to bring the flashback full circle to the present Tarlok. Such fluid storytelling.
Avatar Korra, I am truly sorry for all that I did to you. I thought I was better than my father, but his ghost still shaped me. I became a soldier of revenge, just like he wanted me to be.
Tarlok is such a fantastically written character, an utterly tragic but true showing of how when you search for power, even to defy what you believe is inherently wrong, you can become lost in the process. And it's such a crucial lesson for Korra's emotional journey as well.
The revolution may be built on a lie. But I think Amon truly believes bending is the source of all evil in the world.
And this conclusion from the flashback is, I believe, an excellent way to characterize Amon. I know, I am well aware that many people hate the reveal that Amon is a bloodbender, hate the reveal of Amon as a whole character with a concrete journey and personality at all, but I do think this is the best route to go. First, I believe that Amon appearing as an unwavering symbol and being revealed to be a hurt, ultimately scared child is an excellent mirror for Korra as an avatar, and the journey that she went through this season. She's also an unshakable symbol of strength, and yet her humanity is inescapable, and that's a crucial part of the success of the avatar itself, and it will be a crucial part of Amon's resolution. You can't become something more than human. Second, I do enjoy that they work to show how Amon does believe in his cause, that the fact that he is hypocritical in his keeping bending for himself doesn't really have any bearing on his conviction and belief that bending should not be handled by the masses. I still respect Amon, at the end of the day, for his staunch and resolute opinion that bending should not exist, even if he reserved it for himself. His emotional need to remove bending to correct for his childhood drives that lust for his own bending power. And that is a wonderfully complex message about the driving force for those who generally wish to attain power in the first place. They are often trying to keep power from those who have already harmed them, or have any control over a life that has perpetually been out of control, but often don't realize when they end up doing the same thing to others. I think it's a more clever piece of commentary than it would have been if Amon had actually been given this power by the spirits.
So, He somehow uses blood bending to take people's bending.
I do like this explanation, even if they never get fully into the science of his technique. I mean, I think that would be kind of a waste of time and a bit unnecessarily expository as well. But combining bloodbending with chi blocking to create a permanent version is an extremely adept way to utilize already established techniques to create new, terrifying threats that are based in the reality of this world.
Any attack we throw at him, he'll redirect with his mind. That's how he's been able to challenge any bender.
I also enjoyed that they retroactively explain why a lot of benders that we know to be talented genuinely sucked ass against Amon. Guy is just absolutely broken.
Finally, we have the advantage. We know the truth about him. If we expose him as a bender in front of all his supporters,
At the rally.
we could take away his true power.
And undermine this whole revolution.
A truly great and exciting plan that appropriately builds up to a highly anticipated finale. I like that we got into it not expecting a fight, but with a piece of political leverage.
We can't just leave him here.
Go. Amon can't know anyone spoke with me. Defeat him. Put an end to this sad story.
And such a nice end to Tarlok's arc that he forgoes his own rescue to try and increase their chances of success at beating Amon. He's given up his selfish ambition. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting me further on Patreon at patreon.com/PosiTVty. That's PosiTVty. There you get all these videos before YouTube does. You can choose whatever you want to see on the channel, and you get the unedited essays so you can hear all of my mistakes and the things I choose to edit out. But being here on YouTube, liking, commenting, subscribing, even just watching this video really helps me out, so thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. I will see you for the next video. Bye-bye now.